So here is the surprise. Not too long after lunch. Welcome back, travel fans. I'm Morgan from the very unofficial travel guides here at home in front of the red sofa. This is a long haul food review from my flight on Delta from Amsterdam to Minneapolis and back. Last month I flew on Delta from here to Portland, Oregon and back, and that's when I got the idea to make another video specifically about the food on these flights, because on the way to Portland the food was fantastic and on the way back it was awful. And I made a video about that as well, so check through my playlists, through my Storytime playlist to hear about that food, because that was amazingly bad. And I have this theory that it had to do with the kitchens being in Europe or the United States, and that theory now has been, it hasn't been proven through this experience. It actually has been, what would you say, unproven? I don't know, I guess I need to try it one more time under different circumstances, and I'll tell you about those in a second. Just in advance, I'll tell you all together the food this time on the way there and on the way back was fantastic. However, there was a nasty surprise on the way back that I'll also tell you about when the time comes. Let's get to the food. I have the menus here for you. Here's something different, something that's important to note. On my flight to Oregon and back, I reserved a veggie meal as a special meal. And when you do that, you are basically, if you get a confirmation, then you are guaranteed a vegetarian meal. However, I saw that they always offered a vegetarian meal as part of the normal selections anyways, and I looked at what it was and it always looked more appealing to me than what I got. So I decided not to order a special meal this time and just go with the vegetarian meals on the normal menu, and it worked out really well. However, on the way to Minneapolis from Amsterdam, I was in literally the last row of the plane, and it was sold the out. It was a couple days before Christmas, and every seat was full. It's been a long time since I've been on a flight like that. And because I was in the last row, I thought, oh, this could be tricky. I bet they're gonna run out of something, and because it's me, I bet it's gonna be the vegetarian thing. So as I could hear them getting ready to start the meal service, I waved one of the flight attendants down and I explained, I usually reserve a veggie meal and I didn't this time, but I do eat vegetarian, so is there any way that you could reserve one of the vegetarian meals for me so I could be sure that I get it? And it's a good thing I did it, and that she was like, sure, no problem, because they did run out. And if I hadn't done that, I would have gotten something with meat in it and been hungry. Anyway, so let's get to the menu. The menu was entree selection, tomato and olive crusted chicken, lasagna with grilled vegetables, which is obviously what I got, or chicken Milanese salad with cheddar cheese and tomatoes. For dessert, it was a chocolate sea salt mousse. The mid-flight snack was a snack box. I don't remember what I got in that, but I'll show you in a second. And then we also got some ice cream. And that really good veggie pie, which I got on the way to Oregon, that I was so happy about. Of course, the first thing that we got was a little snack of salty nuts and pretzels. But now we're talking about the food, and this is what the meal looked like. And forgive me, as always, you know, the planes do not stand still, and I don't have like a tripod or something to set up in there, so it's a little bit shaky. This was the salad that I got, with a bonus of this double chocolate truffle with sea salted caramel goodness. I got some crackers and some cheese, and I want to say that there was ranch dressing too. And when I unpacked the lasagna, this was it. Cheesy goodness. It was very flavorful. Of course, if you melt enough cheese on the top of anything, it'll taste good. Hashtag nachos. For food on a flight, it was very, very good. Let's get to the snack box. I like these little snack boxes on Delta or KLM. When you fly on KLM, they usually have like a little message inside. Did these too? Enjoy your meal. I feel like on KLM it's something a little bit more charming. But this was the snack box. There was a chocolate covered marshmallow in there, some crackers, and a thing of cheese. And you know me, I love my cheese. And then some mince, and it was good. It was a nice little snack. All right, now we're coming up to this vegetable pie that I just think is so awesome. It's like a little tiny, we would call it a pot pie. So it's like a crust, and then there's veggies, I'm pretty sure I want to say it was spinach and zucchini probably. And then there's like cream and cheese in it and it's baked. And then on top there's like crunchy things and I think it was pumpkin seeds. And that's just so good. I wish I could buy these frozen. It would be a perfect lunch to just really quick heat up. I mean, I'm sure there's tons of calories in there because it's got like cream and cheese. But that's probably also why it tastes so darn good. All right, so general consensus for the food on the flight there from Amsterdam to Minneapolis on Delta was thumbs up, fantastic vegetarian selections on the normal menu without ordering a veggie meal in advance. Now let's get to the flight back. The flight back also began with a drink and with some salty nuts and pretzels, but this time they were like mini pretzel sticks instead of like the, you know, the bendy pretzels. Is there like a name for that? Like traditional pretzel and pretzel stick? I don't know. And this was the menu that we got. The selections were herb chicken with mushroom cream sauce, chicken and mushrooms, 2 things I don't like. Cheese tortellini with creamy red pepper sauce, mixed green salad with jerk chicken, and all meals come with a salad and dessert. And once again, this was pretty good. It was a cheese-filled tortellini with a nice tomato sauce. It was just ever so slightly spicy, which I have no problem with. If there was something that I would complain about, and this is just me, is that the Caesar dressing that they served with it had, I read the ingredients and it has anchovy paste in it. Every good Caesar dressing should have anchovy paste in it, but I don't like to eat that, so I ate my dressing, or I ate my salad just with no dressing. Minor point, and that's just because of my own pickiness. It also came with a little thing of fresh vegetables, and then there was like this little thing of fresh, like a bread, like a tiny little tortilla, I want to say, and underneath that was some cream cheese with chives and stuff. And then I also got a package of breadsticks and a thing of cheese, and the dessert was a really fantastic chocolate fudge brownie. So here is the surprise. Not too long after lunch, I was sitting in my seat watching a movie. I was waiting for them to come and clear up all the stuff. And once they did that, I got up because I had to pee. And while I was in the bathroom, I got totally sick. I don't know what happened. It was so weird because I felt fine. I didn't feel like I was going to be sick. The only reason I got up is because I had to pee. And then I was in there and I just was standing there and I was like, gosh, I'm not getting all sweaty all of a sudden. And I got, you know, that like really cold feeling, and my hands started shaking and I like started sweating, and I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like white as a ghost, and I was like, okay, I'm either gonna throw up or pass out here. And yeah, I threw up. It was so weird because like I said, I didn't feel sick, but yeah, I did then. And throwing up in I mean, I don't like, whoever likes throwing up, but throwing up in a airplane bathroom is also not nice, but at least I was in the bathroom, you know? I think if I had to throw up in the seat into one of those little bags, that would have been even worse. Ugh, I'm so glad that it didn't happen like that. But yeah, so that was really weird. And then I went back and sat down and I didn't eat anything else the whole flight. So I can't tell you what the rest of the stuff was that we got because I was trying not to look at food and I didn't want any food. All I did was drink water and I had a decaf. And that was all I had the rest of the flight. However, on the short flight from Amsterdam to Hamburg, I did some filming of the food for you there, and there we got one of the snack boxes again, and unfortunately it was something that I didn't really want. It was, what was it? Organic bread with free-range chicken with pumpkin carrot spread, and I mean, that sounds fantastic. And then there was a stroopwafel in there, which is like a caramel-filled, like little mini thin, like a really mini thin waffle, and then also a little cup of water. And I took it with me and I gave it to a homeless man on the train. But that also, I mean, just when you just read that, you know, organic bread with free-range chicken, it sounds so luxurious, and that was the food offered on this short flight, 45-minute flight from Hamburg, or from Amsterdam to Hamburg. So, altogether, I have to say, big thumbs up for the food on Delta. I don't know if it was the food that made me sick or if it was just all the Christmas cookies and chocolate I had been eating. By the time I landed in Hamburg, I felt basically back to normal, but I kind of took it slow. But maybe it just had a little stomach bug or something. I'm not somebody who usually gets sick I usually don't get like colds or anything like that. When I do get sick, it usually has something to do with my digestive system, so maybe it's not a surprise. However, that's not what this video is about. It's about the food, and the food was excellent. There was nothing that compared to the awful food I got on Delta from Portland to Amsterdam last month. All right. That's this video. Thanks for hanging around. Thanks for watching, and I'm glad you also enjoy talking about food when you're traveling like I do. If you want to see more restaurant reviews, then subscribe here. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Every Friday I do Food and Drink Friday on my social media, so you can also check that out. And I look forward to seeing you here again soon. Guten Appetit, and bye-bye.